actually think I saw one of those knife rounds. It was probably in Face It or something, where I think it was VP or maybe it was NVS. They just threw towards the T slope or A slope, where they managed to stop the whole NIP team. They were all like stuck there because there were so many grenades thrown at them, so they got pushed back. That was BM right there.
The funny thing is the decoys do damage to you if they explode in close enough proximity. I think it's like 2 or 3 damage. Because I remember Moxie threw one into a site, went in, killed a person, and then went to defuse the bomb with only 4 HP, and the decoy was right beside her and blew up, and it was her own decoy and it killed her. So she lost the round on a suicide. But we're already underway. Setup's going to head slightly toward B. Schneider's your only player over on the A site. Still getting slightly aggressive as Next puts some damages into him through the smoke with the Glock. But watch for this B take. The other interesting aspect we're going to have to watch is this drop zone, where they do right now have Pauf waiting, but Twist getting a little bit aggressive, wants to peek up and get spotted out, but doesn't get shot down by Mouz and, pardon me, on Dennis. So Twist opens up the killing. It loses a lot of damage, but the information's been gained. Now they can fall off of this.
Yeah, rotation back towards this A site then. And they do have Berg and Schneider ready there, but Schneider already down to 27, so he's going to have to do some early damage here. He's really close, actually. Got Next right next to him, so can he pick it up? He can't. Next with 2 frags, moving into this site now. Quick rotation from the property guys. And Gabi and the guys got control of this side. It's only sended down on 3 HP and Twist left. It's gonna be a tough one.
Good lurk by Spidey. I always call him Spidey because his senses seem to tingle in those moments, because he absolutely has great awareness to pop through, get in behind them, and then cuts off the last rotator. So excellent start for Mousesports. They'll pick up the pistol round, but look at the response from Twist immediately onto the scout.
Yeah, Spidey, I like the name. You should go with that from now on.
I honestly would try and make it a thing, but I feel like half chat would just hate me for it. So I like to switch it up.
Okay. Yeah.
Scary, man.
I know. Like Twitch, you need to know what you get yourself into there, you know. It's tough stuff. All right, let's see if Twist can do this here. Being aggressive with the scout. Did not manage to connect with it. Another shot here if they decide to peek through. This is again.
Look at Twist, man. He wants this scout to get the early shot. It is the position to do it from, but unfortunately they are up close, so he's taken a bit of damage, down to 57, hasn't managed to tag up anyone. As Gabi looking for the bounce flash over the top at long A. Didn't even know that was possible. You learn something new on this map every day. That's what I love about new maps, is that you just don't know all of the little nooks and crannies just yet.
No, exactly. And I think maybe that was something like, you know, VP, they were really early on being one of the dominant teams on this map. See if these other teams has caught up now or not.
Oh, Fnatic's definitely another team that boot camped the hell out of this map before ESL 1.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it much though, right?
No, we didn't. A lot of people banded out. That time the scout does do damage onto Gabi. He's down to 28, but around the corner they go, and he gets the nade kill back on a Twist, through into the site. Next going to take down Berg. So Schneider has to hold this back angle, does bide his time, hits the first, hits the second. That's bomb planner. Good patience from him. Spidey going to take him down as he comes out of the backside of the site with that B90 as Chris J gets dropped on the backside. But that's
a 2-on-2.
Yeah, exactly. Into a 2-on-2. Bomb's still not down though. That's the big thing.
So it is all down to Sende though. He had 2. Oh, he picks up the first one. He got it in the back. 22 HP versus 12. Picks it up. Great round for Property.
Huge round from Property. And that all comes down to the backside of this night, where we saw Schneider just waiting patiently. They managed to get some entry damage done with the scout. Twist took Gabi down. We saw that. The nade did come back out in response, but just by getting those first 2 efficient kills, the bomb getting down and not being able to be planted, they gave themselves a massive chance on the retake.
Yeah, lesson learned. Gotta check that corner all the way. I got Schneider on you.
And it really is an awkward spot to play. I mean, the pistol there works for sure, but if you get stuck in there with a rifle and they limit you off, you're almost... I mean, specifically, I've seen a lot of people get stuck in there with an AWP. You're absolutely screwed. JW's been caught in there a few times, and he never really gets out of it. But Speedy leads the way right now, 4-0-1. As Chris J wants to be the first around the corner, see if they can get these entries rolling. This is normally the spot of contention, but they get around the corner almost for free, and out they go. Chris J gets the first pick, immediately dropped after, though, from Pauf, and he's not done yet. Another double up for him onto the FAMAS.
They managed to bring down 2 of them now, so bit ahead here for Property, as they are still all of the guys over towards the B side, but the bomb is actually moving towards A side, slowly towards A long, and These guys gotta realize this soon, because otherwise they'll be moving in. But they are taking their time, Mousesports. They're not moving fast towards A, because of course we know more than they do. It's all clear.
Or at least that's the anticipation, but Berg is slowly rotating back around, as we can see back in the backside of the site. Drops in, interestingly, wants to play up close with this truck.
And now the rotation
again,
comes.
yeah.
Look at this, and they go back. I don't know why they decided to do this property, but or even Mousesports deciding to rotate back, because we got Schneider in here. Heck, he's got 3, almost 2 at least, that he needs to pick up.
And it was him who was efficient last time in the backside of the site. They did actually get the rotation coming out late, but they have to commit at this point. 20 seconds, and they aren't anywhere near the site. Great hold from property, not an over rotation. They started to get back to A because they had to, but they stayed in connector, so they were quickly back into B. Schneider again on the backside wreaks havoc on the entry. So 2-1, the Swedes come right back into it. And it's going to have to be pistols now from the German side.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, so it was really interesting. I don't really know what cued property to move over towards. I mean, now that doesn't matter. They won the round, but it was really close. They could have easily lost that one if they moved too long over towards A side, and also Mouz picking up a few.
Good rotation from Zende. He had to come over immediately and does collect all 3 because they got through with brute force to equal out the trades on entry at middle, but he's in good position. So good awareness from him. That'll make us 3-1 on the anti-eco. Now does Chris J? No, he can't. He can't afford it. I thought he was going to try and get the op working, but he can't. He has to go to the AK.
AK all around, but still a good one for Mousesports, taking out 2 for property. Still have to waste their money. So good round for them, and if Mousesports picks this one up, might be tough for them to see what they're gonna do property, if they're gonna go for another round, force one, or if they're gonna go for a save.
Again, we keep our eyes on that drop position, because that can open up everything, split up your defense. Chris J does damage, catching out onto a poor and lonely Pouf right now, who's down to 17 HP. Flashbang gonna go out from his teammate to try and let him peek. Doesn't matter. Chris J's not blinded by it, and he'll get one more, but it's far enough back that they'll be able to get a second position over and into position, so they don't really get an entry off that, just a bit more advantage on the defensive side.
Look at Schneider here. He's here in the middle, and if they decide to move down here, he's going to pick up one easy one, but he decides to look away. Really tough there. He needs to move back.
Meanwhile, that was close. I don't know how he got away from that, because
I don't know
he's still
either.
got a man behind him. But he pulls out of it. Meanwhile, over at B, Zende does drop down Speedy. That was important because that was on drop. That would have meant that they could have opened up the site, as we see that smoke does come out of the backside of the window, but they are going to rotate. Unfortunately, rotate over to A. Bomb's not there. It's still over on B. Chris J's the one that has it. So this could be massive from Nex right now if he's able to pick up 1 or 2, because the rest of them will have to commit to the hold on the A site. Meanwhile, Dennis already down drop, and it's going to be an unfortunate twist who gets caught out. Now Dennis needs to just work backwards and cut off the rotation. Schneider, though, look at this. Cheeky play, gets out behind Nex, and unfortunately that's going to give up the gig. They're going to know no one's home, but Dennis is still doing the work. So Zende has to stay alive. Just gets one on Dennis. Can't push into the site just yet. Has to wait for his teammate Schneider to get in position with him. He has arrived now. So Chris J has to hold station. Smoke's still out, though. And he's got them split up. They can't find the angle, so he pops out easy one-on-one to make it a double one-on-one, because he's going to have to go for Schneider, and Schneider's already weak on HP. Goppy just holds the backside, and this should be easy for Mousesports to pick up their second round.
Manages to save that gun, though. Counts for something, but in a round for Mousesports, you're right. Yeah, they decided to rotate over towards B site there, left Twist all alone against the rest of the team from Mousesports. It was a tough situation, could not connect the last shots there for Zende and Schneider. So yeah, another round for the Mousesports, and yeah, I guess they'll absolutely, since they did save that gun, they can absolutely go all in for this one property too and put Mousesports in a bad situation again. They well, they managed to save a couple round guns there also, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Zende gonna be the one that holds down on this drop again. He smokes up. Not a lot of people actually throw that front smoke, so it's interesting to see him doing that, because the unfortunate part is, yes, it can delay their vision, but they still have to go for a head peek anyway. So yeah, that smoke's deep enough that they can almost push through it and still get the shot. I'm not sure there's a huge amount of advantage to throwing that smoke.
Well, they did decided to not push through it, that's for sure, so he did succeed. Now it's all open again, and they decide to actually drop down, right? Yes,
Down
see if
and-
Sender can do something. Nothing there. Chris J next picks up one each. Problem in sight there for Pauf, so they get the site, no problem, and it's all down to Berg and Schneider. They are far away, and they won't be giving this one a shot here, because it's just about saving it. Smart move.
But the interesting thing is Gobby is on the lurk on the backside of long, which is typically the spot you're going to go to save. So we'll see if they walk into this trap, because I do believe Berg actually is checking it. So for whatever reason, they have an indication that they're close by. He's going to hold this corner, but Gobby finds him. Wow, good awareness from him. Manages to pop out. Can't get Schneider as well. That would have been huge to knock down that second gun. But they are on that chase. Schneider going to take one more away from Mouz. And at what point do they realize they don't have a lot of money to work with? But they're going to pick up the round, and they'll be able to buy regardless. And there it is. They'll get the M4, so worth it in the end, perhaps.
Absolutely. Berg probably wasn't really ready that he was going to show up. He was holding that for when Gobby came around the corner, but would have thought that he would be there already. They had the site, safe one, so yeah. Even it out, 3-3. Mousesports getting back into this one.
Schneider throws
Lost
this
it there
front
for
smoke. That front smoke does actually do well to hold. It can work both ways, though, because it holds the offense out, but if they throw it in return, it also holds the defense in, because you don't want to give up that mid. Oh, man. That nade landed on his feet, and he's down to 1 HP. I don't know how he got away from that AK spam.
Down to 1, you're right. See Speedy now being aggressive. He does have Sender down there, and we also have Pal being very close if he decides to move towards connector. Bomb also. 3 of the Mousesports guys set up for B site right now, and slowly got B's moving towards there too. Twist. Just by the drop there by a B main. Here comes the push from Mousesports. See if Twist can do something. Picks up the first one. Can he pick up another one? Well, they're working on it. Gobby picks out Pauf, and Chris J takes out 2. Really great job there from Gobby and Chris J. Taking out the whole team. Not really losing much. Dennis is down, but that's good enough. Berg is the last one standing from property. Will he be able to take out another gun? That would be good for property, making Mousesports waste some money. Seems to be tough.
That's the thing, yeah. Like you say, just waste the money, because it is an eco round. Unfortunately, they only get one. So close to picking up a second. As Speedy was on 3 HP to close out the round, but they don't really gain much from this, and that allows the economy. I mean, look at Chris J, 7,200. Now he can just sort of build into it, and they've got the lead on the T side. Now, I think the map's about an 8-7 scoreline. I really do think it's that much more even now.
All right. Yeah, that's the interesting part. Just like it used to be very CT-sided, but yeah, if you say so, I'm not really sure.
You want to fight about it?
Not really, but you know, it's interesting. Just like Cash has moved towards being much more even too, in my opinion. This one has, you know, it tends to do the same, so it's good not to have all these CT-sided maps to see some.
Totally. So I think Cash was just a development of the meta. This was actually the changes in the map. Definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Berg's going to take over duties, getting aggressive toward long A where they need to get the information, because unfortunately Schneider took a brunt load of damage and he had to fall back inside the site. But Zenda's going to wait here, and they actually have 2 support on drop because Twist went through. We'll see if he comes back over to support and help out, because holding that is so crucial. There's your Molotov. That's going to force Twist back, though. So Zenda had to get the kill, does so successfully, but still inside this smoke. He's walking a fine line here, because if he gives up too much in that smoke, you won't have the vision, but if he goes to the right, he's trapped in by the fire. Dennis, meanwhile, does take down Berg. That's out toward long.
Yeah, and it's only Schneider now on this side. He does get back up really quickly, and they are flashed, so they are pushed back, and Schneider needs to move up here and see what he can do. Can he pick up more than 2? No. Gobby takes him down. 2-on-2 as they do move into the site. And we have Pauf and Twist, the last 2 standing from property. Try and pick this one up and even it out. 4-4. Gobby on 10, so yeah, he's down low already.
Chris had to hit that shot. He gives himself up. The problem is that, no, that's exactly the problem. He overcommits to that. He gets caught by Pauf, and there's low HP on Gob. So although Chris had the right idea to take down the first player, the problem was it was far too aggressive. So it gave property the completed. Once he goes down, Gob's never going to win that one-on-one unless he just is completely brilliant with his positioning. So that gives the round back to property when they were in decent position. I mean, Chris just had to play the bomb, truthfully. He was that far away from it. He was out toward long. The bomb was planted for him. That's a little bit of a misplay, despite that he picked up that kill.
And it did cost him. Back to 4-4. But money is good, so I guess we'll see. Spawn deciding here for property still, because their money is low, and Mousesports still has some to work with, but another loss here and they'll be in trouble.
Good nade through, but no one up close enough to catch the damage this time. And we're seeing a lot of differences. Schneider, though, look at the... Okay, what? Throws the bomb forward. That's like almost like, thanks for telling me you're coming. And he pops out. That's brilliant in a weird way for Schneider. As now Twist is going to pick up one. Dennis finally gets a kill back. Dennis gets two. Nice shot on Twist that time.
Round that looked like could be a flawless for property changed radically there, but they still have the bomb control over there, and now he has to take down these two guys. Also won't be possible. Schneider picks it up, and Sweden has the lead.
You say that with such amount of pride.
Well,
sorry,
you know,
where do you live? You're from Finland, aren't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can. Let me do some Finnish. Let's see. How does Alu sound?
How does Natu sound?
No, Alu.
I don't know what Alu sounds like. No one can tell.
I don't think I can impersonate him good enough to do it. Be embarrassing. Something about those Red Bulls, right? I don't know.
Man, I have no idea. I think he drank them, but he might have drank too many from what I can tell. So
All
Twist
right,
gets passive this time. Yeah, okay. I will. I'll drink the Red Bull and take this round.
Yeah.
So Twist actually plays that from a more passive. We haven't seen them get up on top of the corner to play the close angle, but look at this, down drop for free. Speedy wants to get around the corner. That flash goes too deep, though. Zend is forward of it. He'll get both with the AK. Good hold from him. But it's now back to basics on Dennis as he comes out from the entry point on the corner. Gabi manages to find one onto Pauf, but there's Twist and Zend. They're going to close out the round, and Twist stays efficient. Olaf Meister and Markolov, I'd have to say, are still my two favorite in that position. The way they play, it's brilliant, but Twist has a slightly different approach as well. Far more passive, lets them get in, and then takes the fight directly to them, as opposed to trying to shut them down on the entry.
It's interesting too because he decides to stand, down low. It's sort of, I guess that could work. It does work, obviously, but instead of actually attacking head on, decides to take a more passive position right there. And I agree, absolutely. Olafmeister is great on that position, so he can do a Twist from now on. So another round for property as we move into this round number 11, and Pow starts it off well, picks up that one on Chris J. Spidey. That's something. It's a back and forth right now, but it's Gabi by himself, and he's not even close. He's all the way over at A side. They got the bomb again property, so shouldn't be a problem. Only a P250 to play with here, Gabi. To do something incredible. This should go to property.
Yeah. He does have decent positioning, though. He is sort of in behind them. The problem is that he's going to go forward drop, and Berg's waiting there regardless. Because even if, what happened, Firefox? Everything's crashing. It's telling me, okay, we're good. I don't need you anyway, Firefox.
I was like, what? What's going on?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It was just like a small panic attack there. But no, I mean, the interesting was he was looking toward that drop anyway, because even if he didn't know he was coming from connector, he had to cover the drop angle. And he was kind of taunting that AK, which was out in front in case, like, come get the gun. I'm waiting right here for you. But it turns out he walked into him regardless, so.
Worked out for property.
Aggression from them this time, though. Look at this A hold. We've got 3 players out that direction. Berg's also on mid. This is a full commitment to A, and it leaves a weakened B, but that means there's a lot more pressure on Pauf, who's also getting aggressive. So if he gets caught early on B, although the bomb's not there, it could open up the site hugely and make a big possibility right now for Mouz. But Gabi does go down. Dennis does respond, and now they've got to take out the rest of these players holding on, and Schneider gets caught in danger. Good play by Nex. Now they've got full possibility to their name.
But they are not committing to the site, though. They are moving very slowly. And I've seen Mousesports do this a lot throughout this game, and that will give time for Twist to move over to sort of a neutral spot to back up whenever he needs to. And he has a situation down here for Chris J. Takes that one out. And what can Berg do? Yeah, they are really going back and forth here, and now it's down to Pauf. Pick out these 3 last Mousesports players. He's going to have the first one on Nex over there if he decides to, well, push through this one, though. But they are ready for him. Speedy takes him down, and Mousesports stops the streaks from property. Picks up their 5th round.
And that's the thing. We haven't, well, okay, other than that streak we just had, we haven't had too many streaks. That would have put our money bonus at full. This does reset, a 4/5 money bonus, so that's not too bad. But it hasn't been overly streaky. It's been pretty back and forth for the most part. And Mouse are still in a reasonable position. They've got 5 rounds. They've given up 7. I mean, again, though, they're a team that really likes Cobble, and typically teams that like Cobble like it because their T side is more on point than... They're just more familiar with the map, so therefore they have more, you know, awareness on how it should be played, and therefore their T side's what carries them. So they've got to get over the hump here. I think they need to pretty much hit 7 at the very least. And Chris J's making a case for that. He's going to pick up 2, but Zenda's still the one in the hot spot. He manages to drop 1, but only 1. Good trade. As Speedy comes down, Berg comes back through the window and into him, but there's only 2 players left on the team property side, 3 right now. And Schneider's over still at A. This bomb trying to get in. Dennis wants to get it there, but they're going to put up Chris J on top first. This is a good call. This gives him a bit more awareness. Schneider does find the lurk player and Gob. This brings us back to 2-on-2, and Chris J's on 2 HP, so still a chance on this retake right now from property.
Managed to connect there with the flash, so Chris J has to fall back from his position there, and he goes up the B main instead. Nobody over there, so Dennis still on the site. People coming from the right. Berg picks it up, but it's all down to Chris J. Can he save it? He only has 2 HP.
He can't do it. He can't do it.
That's gonna do it right there. The Molotov will take him out, or the incendiary.
Yep. No, he couldn't do anything. Once that came out, he got a little bit far away from the site, which I thought was the right play initially just because of his HP. The problem was he wasn't in a position to get that trade on Berg. If he was able to pop out and get him, then they would have had a great chance to hold off with the second player, but not to be. Good retake from property, grid awareness to throw out the fire and keep him out of position as well, whether or not they knew he had the HP or not. It still locks him out. It forces the hand, so. Oh, look at the boost, too. Property's going to put the boost up in the corner at long.
See if they can take advantage of that, because right now it seems like it's towards B side again here for Mousesports, and it's all down to Twist and Palf too, because they're the only one really inside there. And here we go. Let's see what Twist can do. Takes out the first one. Will not be able to take the second one. Next takes him out. So they are moving into this side, and we still have Palf. It's in by Hay, and see if he'll be able to do something. He has someone right next to him. They're trying to see if they can pick something out. Like he would be hiding in that shed, but no.
He's just waiting in this smoke.
Yeah,
I thought for sure by now he would have popped out, and there it is. Finally gets them off guard. At that point, you had to assume they had no idea he was still there. They don't even check him. He's going to get more. There's a second one to his name. Next drops this time. It's back down to just Gobby remaining. And he's only got this Tech 9. He wants to take the fight finally, but he's getting pinched from both sides, and Berg's going to do it. So 9 now for Team Property and Mouse. This is when things start to hurt, because they reset that money bonus.
Yeah, it's like the communication was really bad there for Mousesports, because, you know, he steps out. They should have realized that he got killed from behind right there, and no information went through, because there he was standing right up in the open. I don't know who had the op right there. Maybe it was Chris J, but somebody. They were not checking over there towards Hay at all. So he could pick up 2 easy ones, and Team Property picks up another round.
Ooh,
Last
Schneider.
one.
I haven't actually seen that angle work that many times, getting the op down low in danger like that, but really cool to see it pay off. Chris J, he's going to use his op to full effect, entering it on the B site. That takes down Powell, forces a little bit more pressure onto the players over there, but look at Twist. They went for the reverse boost. He came up drop, so I don't know what you call that. What's an up drop? A climb, I guess? But he gets the shotgun up close and personal with Mouz, and they can't do anything. 10-5 Property. Great composure in the second half of the first half. Excuse me.
Absolutely, and see, they have picked up the 7 rounds in the last 8 rounds. From the last 8 rounds we played, they picked up 7. So yeah, they did come back really strong and took a pretty hefty lead here into the second half. And what do you think? The 10 rounds for Property, is that good enough, or is Mousesports in trouble here?
It's hard to say, really, truthfully. I think the 10 rounds should be enough, but we haven't seen a lot of them on Cobble, and sometimes even if you have a great CT, if you're not familiar with the map, again, we said it's the T sides that carry you over. If Mouse didn't have a good one, it gives them a chance, but if they don't have much familiarity with strat calling on this, then the same problem is going to exist for them, and already it's becoming a bit of a problem in this round too, because Gobbs found the first on Twist, and that was a nice shot with the USP on the entry. And Dennis up and over the top while Palf was jumping. Good accuracy from him. But Zende does at least claw back into a little bit. They'll still have the bomb to work with, but very low HP and only 2 players remaining. Yeah, they're going to close it up very quickly for Mouse. So this is the start they need.
It's the start they need, and see if this streak that they probably need here, Mousesports, will start too, because it's fairly easy. And, you know, like you said, they like cobblestone, Mousesports, and let's see how much they like it. And you said, you know, you said it was sort of an 8-7 map nowadays.
I mean,
see
yeah,
if that's still true.
I would say at least 9-6 is where you should aim to end up. I would say 8-7 for anyone who enjoys playing it. So the fact that it was 10-5, I mean, that looks really good for property in the first half.
See if that would be good enough. I'm doubting it though. Like I'm not sure. Sure, you're right. I'm afraid that Mousesports might be even better as CT on this side. We'll see if that's true.
Well, interestingly, they're going for the SMG buy. They do still have 2 rifles out. Chris J's got one of them. He's in a decent spot at A to use it, but the second one, who's got that? Next, and where's he playing? Backside of B, so he's got good range to work with as well. So this is decent positioning from them to have the SMGs in the close positions and then be able to support roll with the rifles on entry. But the Tech 9, look at Twist. What? I mean, man, Tech 9's still just doing its job like always, but here you go, spraying away from both sides. One from us, running out of every bullet in the magazine, swaps over, and look at this, they're just mowing them apart. Nothing can be done. That P90, I don't think it picked up a single kill. Actually, it did. Spidey got one. Yeah. But he's got one with the 8 legs. Imagine he had 8 P90s in each hand.
Yeah,
Speedy Spidey.
Alright, so nothing really from Mousesports there. They picked up God B, but that was it. So good for Mousesports not losing any guns, so they can just continue like this, and they stick with at least the MP9 for another round, and still the P90.
Wow, Zenda, nice shot. Good nade that went out on top drop, by the way, because took Twist down to 36 before he even spotted anyone. But more damage they can do, the better. They do manage to get Chris J to pick up that M4 that Dennis dropped, so they'll still secure the rifle and throw away an SMG. But even that hasn't been picked up yet by anyone on Team Property's side. Nex has a really passive angle, by the way, on this drop.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess it's all he needs. I mean, of course, he picks it up from right there, but he gets the information if they decide to just go for this one, which it sort of looks like they will, but not from the drop side. Those seem to go B main, and Sende will share in the beginning and see if he can connect here to Speedy. Won't be able to pick up the first one. Here comes the next one. Puff, can he do it? No! Keep heading on in here, and Berg is the last one standing. It's
decent
stock,
look, though.
actually.
If you can at least take down one, this gives him a bit of a chance. Oh, he wants to fire too soon. Nex spots him. If he could have let Nex get away and walk into Chris J, who was looking the wrong direction, he might have had a chance for a rifle there.
Yeah. But no. Here we go. Let's see if Team Property now can do something with a couple of AKs. And again, sticking with the P90 for Mousesports, and famous rounds we saw back in, I don't know which one that was, probably the Cologne. Saw Get Right holding the drop with the P90. He did it very well back then when they actually won their major. It's hard to not remember.
Yeah. It's so weird like that we say that. I mean, Nip, that's like their only victory in so long. And they came so close at Face It. I've never seen Get Right look so deprived.
Well, I understand. You know, they have so many second places now. It's not funny anymore. I actually met his girlfriend right after they lost. I don't know which one they lost. One of those finals. She was like, "Oh, just don't talk to me." Like, all right, won't talk to you. Especially about that.
I mean, it definitely sucks. And Face It, you come 16-1 in the first map, overtime map 2 to close it out, and you can't possibly finish it. And TSM comes back. I mean, that's just not even a loss. That's just like an absolute like punch in the stomach. And they looked it. So we'll see if Nip can come back. But, of course, they're not in this until after the qualifying stages. Good push from Chris J that time. And, again, we haven't seen him pull up the op much at all lately. And this time it's not so much economy-related because they can't afford it. They just haven't upgraded him off the rifles. We'll see if it gets rolling because Mousesports are definitely doing exactly that. But 4-on-4, still a chance here for Property to get back into the round.
Only have 20 seconds left, though, so they really have to start moving. Bomb moves up now towards A side. We only have one in here. And that is Chris J, and they managed to take him out, so they have the sight, but they still have to move quickly. 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and Speedy did okay damage on that cross with the P90. That's all you can really do in that smoke when you are suspecting one more player to come over. So bomb does go down. Post plants, reasonable. Twist is in a bit more of an open position. But he is, yeah, okay, this is better. Falling off to limit the angle, because if he stays, okay, never mind. He's going to go back up. If he stays a little bit too close here, yes, he can cover that trade. He did spot them. Oh, does get the first one out. So Berg now in a one-on-one has to hold this from the site, but again, he could have fell down the ramp a little bit further and played just for the bomb, because again, these one-on-ones, that's the second time. First half, it was against Mousesports. This time they pick it up, but the more you limit those one-on-ones, especially when the player's on the site like that, you're really giving him a tough time to win that battle.
And they keep picking him up, you know, really close Mousesports, but won't. Yeah, they can't manage to take it all the way. So, but you know, they lost so many rounds now, so they can just keep on buying, and we'll see if they can try again here. Really slow round this past one. As soon as they picked up some guns, they took it really slowly, and even almost too slow. So should pick up the pace here, try something a little bit more surprising, a little bit more aggressive for Property. Already lost Sender though, so it's not the best start for Property.
Yeah, and this is where things start to look grim, because they aren't really getting much going. And Chris J, that's a big old auto on him. But no pushing out. They're just sitting back waiting for these picks. They've already got two stacked up on the defense. Next and Speedy in good position. Drop is getting a little bit more passive. This does pull Gobby off it. Next will rotate over to compensate for that, but this gives them their best chance to try and get into the site. So we'll see if Property can get down and take full advantage of that. But just that one pop flash thrown through the window. Now Gobby can play the passive angle. That slowed them down enough for him to get back into position based on the call that there was noise at long. So they're not over-rotating. It's good passive defense right now from Mousesports.
Losing that situation there, but Speedy manages to pick it up. Berg up here is still not sure if somebody could be over in that corner, but there isn't. So see if they can do something at Property. Still playing very slowly. Now down.
Yeah, this hold is just, it's been really strong.
Yeah.
Property can't find anything. They're just walking into the site. So this is where you start to see the T-side make or break type of situation come in, because even though they had a good CT half and shut down a team who typically gets, like I say, 6 to 7 rounds on their T. Of course, they are with the new roster. We have to take that into consideration, but Property right now look lost. They just can't find the entries. They're not winning the battles they need to. They're not opening up the sites to try and create splits. Even when they got that bomb plant down on A, they just split themselves up and gave up the one-on-one situation for the loss. So need a little more coordination here, a little more teamwork on these entries.
Yeah, you're right. And we're back to 10-10, and there is a save round here for Property. Again, standing fairly still. Now they move down the drop. Let's see if Berg can do something coming through here. Picks up one. Can he pick up another one? No. Chris J picks it up. He got the auto sniper, so that's a tough one to beat. Still have 3 of the Mousesports guys down, so let's see if they can actually do something with this round. And they can. There you go. The first one.
Yep, much better that time. And look at this. They pick up the auto sniper from Chris J. So we'll see if they can try and use it. Chris is going to go to the op, though. No surprise there. So back to basics for him. I'm interested to see how they play him with it, because he has been playing sort of a rotate position. Normally he's at A. And if he plays A, yeah, exactly. Straight up into long. Get this early shot out toward the courtyard. And get an early read. But they're sending Dennis with him to go for the trade in case it's an up-close battle. He does get it. Nice shot on Twist. Now they have to fall quickly, though. So based on the fact that 2 went out to get that shot, Property need to read this and go immediately into the B site.
But they're not moving quickly enough. Very important round here, too, because money is low on Mousesports, so Property could put them into a save round right after this one if they manage to pick this one up, too. But it's looking tough right now. Schneider's in a bad position up here on platform. You know where he is. He's all alone.
Gob plays passive. They get 2 down the drop, so they'll actually win the battle, but it's a trade, and with a trade, unfortunately, this late in the round, leaving just Berg remaining, it's not really that advantageous. He does get the first on Dennis, but look at the HP lost. He actually took a massive bullet to the chest.
So, he's all by himself here, 13 HP versus 3 guys, but, you know, they're down 25 and 6, so quick ones here.
He does have a smoke. If he could smoke on, this is one of those situations where if he knew what we knew, if he could smoke off the arch right now and work it toward the A side, he has a chance against Chris J, who's really low on HP as well.
Absolutely.
Same said though, Speedy also really low. He's going to go that direction, but does he get spotted? Nex isn't in position to spot him. He already gets by Nex. So he's in toward A. Now he has this chance. He could still get a bomb plant out of this at the very least.
I see Chris J also now rotating over so that he can see this site, but he's still not spotted him, and he won't be able to get on this this side, actually. Plan is down.
Yeah, but
But now they know where he is.
Yeah, they're going to call that's not at B, so Chris is already looking at has to know he's there.
Yeah.
And he obviously didn't peek out right post plant, so had to be going left. Good read by Chris. No kit, lots of time, and they'll bring this back to 11s.
But a plant is always a plant. It's you know, if you get a plant, it's always something positive to take out of that round from property. But now they are back to 11 even, so they will be able to buy another round here at property, but that's about it. Again, important round here, especially for property. Tough situation. They really need to start picking up these rounds to get into this second half, because there's only one round for them so far. That's not the trend they want.
Oh, excuse me, splash out. Support play from Chris J. From Dennis again, though. This where they're putting him into these aggressive positions. They want to be able. So if he misses this shot, which he does, now they have Dennis to get out and cover it off. That works perfectly. That's well executed from Mouz. It does give up a little bit of space to get into A if they walk into the other angle, but it definitely wins them the battle. And next now going to catch out Pow. Mouz are looking really poised to finally take a lead in this this map.
And again, I'm not really sure what property's doing here. They're attacking two guys over there, and then you have this guy standing over here. Bomb is in the center. It's like like you said before, they look fairly lost, and everything's just going Mousesports' way right now, and just trying to do like individual picks here all throughout this half so far from property. So yeah.
And even at this point, if you want to try and find a way to overwhelm them, if you start to get a read, perhaps on the fact that Chris J's playing aggressively with the op, if you can win the battle against Dennis, then you're probably going to get a 2-for-1 if you get up close on Chris J. So it might be worth investing, you know, 3 players in that angle, but you need to be so careful because that first angle at long is really open to the op shot. So if Chris, I mean, that time he's playing in danger, there's a better chance, and it almost came their way, but if he's playing long, that's still a tough take, so how else do you commit? I mean, even run 5 down drop, like, at this point, it's worth it to just throw a Hail Mary and run it as a team, because these individual plays are not working for them at all.
Absolutely, and the round that picked up, that was like a Rec 9 round, save round. That's all they've done so far in this half, and that was like just an attack towards drop, you know, rushing them, being more aggressive, surprising them some, you know, try that. I don't know. And let's see if they can do that this round, because now, again, back to Rec 9s and Glocks. That's all they have, and we see Schneider being very aggressive, gets smoked, so he has to fall back. Though they do pick up Dennis.
Well, that's the one of them. So now this forces Chris J to come back from connector. They were actually stacking over toward B this time. The unfortunate part is they haven't gone too much further. They do get a rifle for Zenda to work with, but it's still, they haven't opened a whole lot more. This is a little more aggressive, though. It's funny how teams get so aggressive when they have pistols out, and sometimes it would almost benefit them with the rifles, just to get the map control.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even if you get aggressive at this point, and then you slow things down from there, at least you've opened up long, you force these rotations, and then you can swing the map. It's a long swing on this map, but at least you give yourself that chance early. I mean, 55 seconds would be a lot to work with if they had guns.
Oh, yeah. Still have that rifle on center. Let's see if we can do something. They lose Schneider for Chris J's second frag this round. Very aggressive up there, and that's gonna cost you Chris J. Then is ready. Still got 3 of the Mousesports players to play against, and he only got 35 seconds. So, I wonder what he's gonna do here. I mean, they could use the gun. Absolutely, their economy is not great, but he's gonna go for it here. He's gonna do something at least.
And God be using the glitch peek.
So he has located him. So he's pushing through here. He has another one right there for next, but he won't be able to pick it up. And Property runs away with 2 rounds lead here for Mousesports. And like I said, I was worried about Mousesports being too strong as CT, and 10 was not enough. And unfortunately, I was right, thinking I'm Swedish and all that stuff. So see if they can figure something out. Let's see now. They have a case again. Do you think they're going to go for something faster now?
Well, again, I think if they go fast early on and they can find a pick, then they can give themselves the map control positions. Pauf's going to wait passively out toward B long. Bit of a gap in that smoke, but they're not actually going to play it up close. They'll boost Speedy up. He takes the nade. That takes him down to 55, but that smoke's still out. This means they have to wait a little bit longer. And here's the thing, they don't even have... Zenda was over here toward long, but he falls off, or pardon me, over here toward the A take, but he falls off it. Fortunately, for whatever reason, Chris J is going to go and try and get an aggressive peek here. That means it's a long rotation. No, Chris is already coming back. So I was going to say, if they can start to get a read or start to hold these rotators, then they have a better chance of taking out of the B site, but they're not even really taking that position with the lurk player. So Zenda has really basically made himself useless in this round, other than covering for a flank.
Let's see what they can do now. Again, very slow play here for property, but Gabi picks up the first one here. Berg, who pushed out middle towards the connector, so they still just on their heels. They can't really get through anywhere, you know. They re-smoked area. They're not brave enough to push through. Probably a good move, but they got to figure out something. Twist here. Tip up towards the B side. Let's see if he can pick something. I got two against him. Gabi picks up his second. And bomb now towards this side over here. Schneider picks up an easy one. Should be one at least. Here we go. Picks up his second. 2-on-2 now as they are into this site. And we only have Next and Speedy left. They're far away. Wonder... Looks like Speedy's not interested. He's gonna hang on to whatever he has. Next, he's looking for some exit picks here for Mousesports. So decide to save this because, yeah, I mean, they have a fairly good economy, but it's always good to have more rounds to play with.
I mean, keep in mind as well, just looking at our graph, that the pistol round in the first half did actually go toward Mousesports. It was the eco that brought the 3 rounds back to property, but look at the first 3 gun rounds after that. So this could have been a lot more one-sided scoreline to get things underway, if not for that eco that to start us off. Because right now it's only 1 round right now to property. Make it 2 now in this half. And we do have a disconnect. So yeah, we are going to have a pause. Who's missing? Christian X, Dennis, Gob B. It's Speedy. It's our boy. Our 8-legged Spidey senses must have been tingling. Something's going on.
Let's see. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Just the worries when it's online. Yeah, but... So, yeah, property does pick up 12th round, but it's a lot of rounds for Mousesports for every property round. So this trend, it's not going to work out for property. Do you think they've figured something out now, though?
I mean, that's the thing. They are, that time a little bit better. They opened up the site a little bit. They're still losing a lot of players in doing it, but at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter because their economy... This round actually matters more for efficiency because they've just reset. It's not a full money bonus, but they've reset a 3-round bonus. They are fairly broke post-buy. Okay, so we have Speedy back. Who do we lose now? Schneider? No, Schneider's there.
Zenda.
Yeah, Zenda left now, so one and then the other. But I mean, this round starts to matter a little bit more if they're going to win back-to-back. If they continue to lose players here, even with winning this round and no money bonus to come into play anymore, you're essentially going to be forcing out the next round as well. And there's still fairly substantial money on specifically Chris J. But yeah, you got to limit. You got to try and hurt the economy as much as possible right now and keep yours as clean as you need for the T side. Because if this goes 13-13 and they can make it, you know, a quite successful round, then they have a good chance of putting it to 14, and then it's a straight up heads up battle to the end. But if basically they, first off, if they lose this, I don't think they're going to be at match point before they have a chance to play back into it. And if they win this in a non-efficient manner, then you're basically going to be 13-13, and that's might be as far as you get. So I think Mousesports are still in a really good position here.
Yeah, I agree with you. And let's see if Zenda can just get into this one so we can get this on the way. Still the first map for people who just joined. Do you have any information about the maps here on your on your screen? Because this is the first best out of 3.
First to best of 3, that's right. No, we head to Cash next, of course, which is Team Property's pick. And then we go Mirage for the best of 3. And I have a strange feeling we are going to probably get to that best of 3. I really think Property has put up some decent performances in individual play. I think that their shots on CT side were quite strong. I think right now it's just the fact that they're losing this matchup is actually just inexperience with Cobble. Obviously, a lot of teams still aren't as familiar with it. It's not played as commonly by some teams, and that I think that's showing right now. So in that sense, I think that perhaps individually they're a little more on today, and on Cash that should play to their advantage.
Yeah, that's what I think. I agree with you totally. And let's see, first of all, what happens here. Because if Property can come back, maybe this could be a 2-0 the other way around. Who knows? They still have a shot, though. Only one round lead for Mousesports as they now, again, what do they do, Property? Not really sure what they're trying to, again, see if they peak. But so far, Mousesports been really, like, defensive in that they're not being like aggressive. It's peaking or anything. It's not really been working out for Property. So
I like what Schneider did though. He brought up an op in response to Chris J, and he knows he's been playing it aggressively. So he first checks the long. Now he's checking the angle into danger. So this gives him both tech cover off on long. If they win that battle with the op, sure, it's an investment. If they don't, no big deal. He'll work back over toward B. If they get that pick, then they can take A. So it is a decent response to directly what Chris J is doing.
They are set up for B site now, and Jay's far away. Let's see what they can do as they move into this site now. Speedy picks up the first one on Twist, and we see Gobbeek. Will he be able to pick this one up? Absolutely. Berg falls right away. Pop is the only one picking one up for Property so far. And as they move on to this site, Mouz has managed to rotate over. See if they can hold this one now as they do actually move into the site. And they are very flashed, all of them, so they can move easily in to get the plant down. But they still have the 4 players left from Mousesports as Schneider, Pauf, and Sender needs to hold this site now. Pick up and even this one out. But Dennis and Speedy with 2 fast ones leaves Pauf. Won't be able to do it. And it's another one for Mousesports. Moves up to 14, only 2 away for a 1-0 lead in this best out of 3.
Yep, so that breaks the economy again, as we mentioned, and that definitely puts them in the firm position to take over map 1.
Absolutely. You can see it's not great.
Which is, I mean, Mirage is another map that these two should be heads up on. So Property definitely, obviously, if they go down 1-0, it's a redundancy to say they need to pick up cash, but Mirage is one that if it was in the other order, it could easily go 2-0 against them. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Schneider's decent on Mirage at the connector position. I've seen him play a lot of times. Dennis this time's the one to get aggressive at long. That's just Schneider down to 21. But Chris J's working off on Mirage. Oh, Chris J steps before he shoots and the bullet clips the wall, so he doesn't actually get the full damage done onto Twist. He lags him down at 12.
Their way though, Mousesports manages to keep them back.
Ah, we had the glitch. Did that happen to you too?
Yeah.
The
we lost all round.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. We gotta check it. I gotta check out the relay system after that because something's happened. That happened last game, unfortunately, once too. But it did go to match point. No surprise. They had them weak on the entry. Unfortunately, we missed out on the end of that round. But it's gonna be guns up and a blazing 14 Property to try and tie this. Look at Dennis. Flash comes through. Brilliant flash comes through that Chris J. These two guys are working so well together on the A site.
Jay being very aggressive with the op. Misses the first shot though. That was a free one. It was a very flashed Property play down there, and he managed to pick up a easy frag. But no worries, still got 5 players left against these last ones. Pau picks up next. The drop, Gobbeek coming from connector, and he also has Speedy over there on the B side, both sides, so he's fairly locked in. We got the bomb with the Twist over towards the tunnels.
We're bringing this back.
Yeah.
Dennis had an excellent start to the round, though. And we mentioned the fact that him starting out and coming over from Penta, like when this match started, we talked about how aggressive he can be as a rifler. That showed. He picked up 3 kills there. And not only the aggression to get out there early, but the aggressive hold that he played on that off angle. Speedy going to go ahead and take down Twist this time. And there it is, closing it out. He'll get the remaining kill onto Pau. So 16-12, they'll pick up map 1. But again, it was the way he fell off. Normally, if he comes out of danger, he's going to fall back toward the site. Instead, he pushes out toward long. I forget who the player was that came up the stairs, but they instantly looked to the corner, and he was like, sorry, I'm behind you still. So Dennis is really good at reading into that. So map 1 goes the way of Mousesports. Don't forget, it's Cash coming up next. That's going to be super interesting.
Yeah, Cash it will be. Do we have a break in between, or what do? We go straight into it?
We have a break, but first and foremost, I'm just going to bring up the information on how you can pick up a skin giveaway. If I could just click the right buttons on my screen. There we go. All right, I got it. Here we go. I'm going to bring it up, and then we'll take a short break and get back into map 2. So here's all you have to do. Head over to the Facebook giveaway. It says giveaway time right here. You either get the knife or the hyper beast, and yeah, basically you just jump in, see the